we've been trying to take the book in new directions, try to build a broader audience, and that was kind of an experiment to bring in actresses, for example. And we worried a little bit, is this going to cheapen a cause we care very deeply about? You know, we're traveling around somewhere in Africa, or is our celebrity going to end up, you know, being arrested for shoplifting somewhere? We didn't really know what to expect. In fact, I think it really has been a way of trying to reach a broader audience that traditionally hasn't cared about these issues. And the problem has been that these issues just getting more neglected and obscured. Our latest effort has been Facebook, and Half the Sky Facebook. Actually, just this afternoon we got the latest numbers that because about 270,000 people playing it, and because of their gameplay, 40,000 real books have been given out to real kids in the real world because of blurring the line between gameplay and real world play. So 40,000 books going in the hands of real kids. And we're sort of experimenting with trying new things to try to figure out how we can build a bigger audience for this and get more people engaged. And let me just leave you with one thought. I think the other way we sometimes psych ourselves out is the question of why should I care? And one way of answering that is if you've seen a girl who wants to go to school, you can't get one of $13. Or you've seen one of these fistula patients who for $450 will get her life back. You just don't ask that question. But the other way of answering it has to do with something that kind of surprises us as we're reporting on these issues, and that is the benefit to ourselves. And there's been a lot of fascinating work in social psychology and neurology, actually, in the last 15 years about what makes us happy, if you will. And the answers are complicated, and a certain amount of things to be hereditary, and we seem to have kind of set points that so that we think something is going to make us very happy, and 6 months later we're right back to where we started. But one of the ways that really seems to raise our set level of happiness is to engage in a cause larger than ourselves. And it also, I think, and maybe this is particularly relevant to those of you who are students, it also, I think, gives us more perspective on our own place in the world. And to the extent that education is about providing a perspective, I think that's relevant. I'll leave you with the story of a friend of mine a young American woman who was an aid worker in Darfur. She was unbelievably courageous in Sudan, unbelievably strong. I never saw her show fear, break down. She was really quite extraordinary. Then she comes back to the U.S. on Christmas vacation. She's in her grandmother's backyard. And she totally loses it. She's just weeping. And you know what it was? Her grandmother had set out a bird feeder in the backyard. And my friend was thinking about things that she had seen in Darfur. And then her eyes rested upon the bird feeder. And she thought about how incredibly lucky she was to be born in a country where we pretty much take security for granted, where even during an economic downturn, we can pretty much count on having housing, clothing, food, and even have enough left over to help wild birds get through winter. That was her thinking. And that was when she thought about this incredible good fortune and about the responsibility that comes with it. And in the same way, all of us right here, we truly, the fact that we are right here right now, truly means we've won the lottery of life. And not only because we're in the great state of Oregon. When you do win the lottery of life, then the question becomes how you go about discharging that responsibility. So I invite you to get more involved in this effort. Those of you who find some cause really speaks to you. In the process, I think you'll find a measure of happiness, a measure of perspective, and help change the world just a little bit. Thank you very much.